jungle in here. They're all around us. How's that? It's said that the spirits were disgruntled with the state of their cemetery. How did you die? Can you tap? Thank you for tuning into AmysCrypt. Tonight I am back at the old haunted Chinese immigrant cemetery here in Bangkok, Thailand. If you haven't done so already, go and check out my part 1 video which explores this place in the day and gives you a good background on this place's history and ghost stories. But it's almost dark and we're here to do some paranormal investigations, so stay tuned. So while we're waiting to lose the last bit of light, we just thought we would do a little bit of exploring in one of the most overgrown sections of this cemetery. And if you guys have watched my part 1 video, we did locate a couple of graves that were exhumed, broken into, and we even found what we believe may have been human bone fragments. We have just seen a couple around us that are also open, so thought we'd go take a look. This one's open, I can't see a coffin, but I can see mounds of dirt and, I don't know, possible bones. So I can't see a whole lot in this one, but there is another one over here that has the same deal going on with it. We're actually not sure why they look that way, why they've been broken into, but it's interesting. I can just see a whole lot of mosquitoes. You can see it looks like it's been broken into. So if you guys have seen my part 1 video, you probably know just how random and crazy this place is and how interesting it is. So it started as a cemetery that was abandoned, fell into disrepair, and then was rumoured to have a lot of displeased and angered spirits hanging around. So the local community turned it into a family-friendly park to, you know, make the spirits happier, and it's said to have worked. But the park is massive and it's full of things like it has a Muay Thai gym, a whole bunch of workout equipment. People come here to do group aerobics, which you can probably hear. There's prayer going on at the moment. I can hear over a loudspeaker. There's karaoke. There's shrines and temples scattered around. And then there's these large pockets of just overgrown cemetery, and these are burial plots for Chinese immigrants that date back to the very start of the 1900s. It has a lot of history behind it. It's a very interesting place. Alright, right now it's pretty close to being completely dark. So while we have a bit of sunlight, we're going to head right to the back of the cemetery, away from the people and the noise, which is kind of starting to die off now. But the reason we wanted to go back here to start our investigations was it's probably the most interesting place that we found in the whole cemetery. Not only does it look the oldest and the spookiest, but while we were there... It's a bug. While we were there today, Jared's seen what he described as a shadow person in the corner of his eye. And we're not saying that's paranormal. He had sun in his eyes. He could have just been seeing something in his head. So whether it was there or not, it makes a pretty compelling reason for us to go and check out and investigate that area. On the perimeter of the cemetery to get to the very back place. On my left is a waterway that kind of cuts through multiple areas of the cemetery. Then we've got very overgrown graves over here. And that's where we've seen a lot of them broken open at the bottom. In fact, just in here at the back, if you guys want to see it, go check out my part 1 video, because we're not really equipped with great footwear to get in there. But we seen what we thought was maybe a human bone on the floor right next to a grave that had been opened, so it's pretty creepy. Is that bone?
That is definitely a bone, yeah.
That looks like a bit of bone, right?
Good boy. Hey. Dog barked at me. Scared me.
That's the same dog that we've seen hanging out by the basketball court.
Oh yeah.
A snake, another one. Wasn't quick enough to open my camera and
No, I missed it. But it was like...
It was a baby.
It was a baby.
It's gone down that crack, actually.
Do they hang out with their mothers though? Come on, keep going. I don't want to get bitten.
No, I don't think snakes are overly maternal.
Great, so there's snakes here.
Yeah. So we're just walking around cemetery at night, checking it out, and you did see this shrine in my part 1 video, but just wanted to point it out at night because they light it up and it just looks really cool. Okay, we've just made it to the area where Jared supposedly seen a figure, and that was kind of just here.
There's a grave under that.
Yeah, that's a grave with a bit of a tree growing out of it. Yeah, if you want to see a bit more info on that, it's all in part 1, but he was just a bit further down there and seen what kind of looked like a shadow man standing here and then disappear backwards, right?
Yeah. It was more like, it just, when I kind of like looked closer, it was gone. It was like in the corner of my eye and I had sunlight in my eyes, so I don't know.
So it could have been nothing, but I think it's important to come back here and check it out.
Are there any specific ghost stories around any particular parts of this cemetery, or is the whole thing haunted?
The whole thing is said to be haunted. So basically, the ghost story was that when the cemetery was fully run down before it was rejuvenated into the park that it is today, people were so scared and feared this area that much. These rumours developed that the place was severely haunted and there were so many ghosts, there was a lot of sightings, a lot of activity that was reported here, and they even say taxi drivers refused to pick up or drop off in this area because it was, things are moving around me, because it was so scary. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting place tonight. They say the spirits used to be disgruntled, now they're still here but they're happier that the park has come back to life and the graves are being cleaned up and whatnot. I want to try and reach out and try and communicate. This is a Chinese immigrant cemetery, so I've got some questions that I got from Google Translate in Chinese. I think they spoke a very specific dialect here though. I think I just have normal sort of stuff to say, so I don't know how successful we will be in that. I also just want to make note there's a lot of animals around. You might also hear some people. This place is open quite late and there's a lot of joggers and people into fitness that come here to work out. So we're at the back, but there are some people kind of getting about. We're also in the middle of Bangkok, so I've heard sirens and cars and all sorts of stuff going on. There's also a lot of lit sky as well. There's some houses surrounding the cemetery and even skyscrapers that are constantly lighting up. So it's not remote or anything like that. This is a spirit box session in the old Chinese immigrant cemetery of Bangkok, Thailand. I'm going to be reaching out in Chinese, which I don't speak, so please bear with me and let me know in the comments below if you speak the language and you're able to decipher any words coming through. 你好，我的名是 Amy. Hello, my name is Amy. Say hello.
Hey.
There's animals around us. General Shawa, talk to me. I think it's just an animal. Let's keep going. They're all around us. Nija Jelly, are you here? Ni Zhizhao Shenme Mingze. What is your name? I'm bitten.
Mosquitoes.
No, ants, it stings. Nijong Na Le Lai, where are you from? Nearby Mengzanga Ma. Are you buried here? Nishi Zenme Side. How did you die? Sheshe, Saijen. Thank you, goodbye. So we're actually getting a lot of noise pollution coming through from the city. We are right in the middle of Thailand's Bangkok. And how this device works is it sweeps through radio stations. We are listening for voices, words, phrases that come over the top of those sweeps, which some people believe is spirits. It could just be completely radio interference, but if you do speak Chinese, maybe you speak Thai as well. I'm sure you may have recognized some of those words. Please drop me a comment. Let me know if you think it was an intelligent response to what I was trying to ask, or maybe it did just sound like radio interference, which is fine. So we're just leaving this area now, and since the spirit box was so polluted by the local radio stations, there are many in town, we're going to go try and find the quietest area that we can, try and reach out, see if we can get any EVPs, go really down to basics and just reach out and see if we can get any responses to questions. EVP is electronic voice phenomena, and basically the thought process is that sometimes devices such as phones, voice recorders, or even cameras can pick up voices that aren't audible to human ears at the time, but in playback they are audible. People believe that could be spirits communicating, so let's go find a quiet spot and reach out. It seems pretty quiet in this area. Maybe we should break away from the path and try to reach out here. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're in a decently quiet area, and I hate trying to conduct EVP sessions when there's external noises around, such as like that bug that's just started going off. There's also some traffic noise and some people still jogging around. But we're gonna try to reach out. Did you hear that?
No.
I could just hear like metal tapping on metal. It sounded close, and there's no one near us. So I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to speak in Chinese. 你好，我的名是 Amy. Hello, my name is Amy. That sounded like that came from right above us. 你能发出声音吗? Can you make a sound? Ni neng jianjima. Can you tap? Can you tap? There is something tapping, but that sounds distant, like a city construction noise or something. Not like the noises that were closer to us.
Can you make the sound of a cricket?
Oh, come on. Are you a cricket?
There's spirits all around us. I can hear them all.
Nija Jelly. Are you here? That's wind.
Actually, that's weird. All the crickets just stopped.
Do they do that when the wind starts? They do that when they're scared, right? 你叫什么名字? What is your name? I think I can just hear city noise coming from outside the cemetery or the park, whatever it should be referred to as. I'm going to play back this whole clip. I won't be adding anything to it, so please let me know in the comments below if you heard something weird that you don't think could have been just a natural occurrence around us. But we will be reviewing this footage pretty thoroughly. So there's the burnt out Chinese temple tower that we seen earlier in the day. That's not what we're here to see. It's just behind that is another large section of cemetery that's very, very overgrown, and it's just across a little waterway. So it is close to water, which people theorize is something that helps, you know, spirits manifest, and I think that's where we need to go investigate. Listen carefully to this next clip. Just after Jared pressed record on the camera, the audio picked up a cut-off whispering voice. Do you think this could have been paranormal or caused from an external noise? Let me know in the comments below. That light is so helpful. Alright, so we're in a new section of the cemetery. This place is actually pretty massive, and it's crazy to think how many different pockets of cemetery are scattered around the park. This one is particularly overgrown, and we know that they're working on restoring the graves here. A lot of them are still in very bad shape though, so it might be an interesting place to try and reach out and communicate, considering it's said that the spirits were disgruntled with the state of their cemetery. You know, as the park got introduced and things improved, so did the spirit's mood. So I wonder if there's any around that are still unhappy with the state of their grave, or, you know, want to talk to someone, want to be remembered. I hear like a bell ringing or something out there. Now I hear sirens from the city.
The bells are probably coming from outside there.
Yeah, for sure.
Should we go deeper and have a look?
Yeah. Okay. I do have a spider web on me, and or maybe that's my own hair, I can't tell, and I have bugs crawling all over my feet. Okay, let's go. That's got to have been a kid. So I read online that people had seen apparitions.
Of what?
Well, humans walking around. I don't know too much specifics of, you know, whether there's voices or anything like that heard, but I feel like poltergeist activity was another one.
So what? Things moving around?
Yeah.
What though? There's nothing here.
I don't know, a stick or something. What is that? What is that?
What?
On the floor right there.
A hose.
The black thing?
Yep.
Oh, it looks like it had a tail. So we're like close to a street. I don't know what that noise is, but I'm assuming it's being created from the other side.
Let's go in a bit deeper, it's too loud here.
We are in a different area of the old Chinese immigrant cemetery in Bangkok, Thailand. It's supposed to be very haunted. I'm going to reach out here and see if we can pick up any responses on the camera. Want to note there is a little bit of background noise around, but can't really help that we're in the middle of Bangkok. 我的名是 Amy. Hello, my name is Amy. 你能发出声音吗? Can you make a sound? I can hear noise.
What?
I don't think it's ghostly. There's like a construction site. There's definitely still workers up there as well. I can see someone's light moving around. 你能点击吗? Can you tap? Ni Jelly, are you here? Okay, there's definitely someone playing with a basketball over here and a car ripping about over here. So I don't know that we're going to pick anything up that's
Should we try spirit box then?
worthy. I can try the spirit box.
Or ghost tube?
Or ghost tube, either one. Okay guys, I'm going to try something a little bit different now. I'm going to get out the ghost tube app. It is a little bit noisy here where we are because we're in the city. There's also, a construction site there. There's people still here playing around. This does have a magnetic reader and it has a little ghost dictionary on, so it's Chinese currently. So maybe we'll get word through. I'm not sure, but I'm going to just reach out. General Shawa, talk to me. Nearby Mazanga Ma. Are you buried here? Magnetic readings are normal, stable. really see it change too much as I move around. 你是怎么死的? How did you die? That
What's that?
could be the prayer again.
The temple.
They keep playing through loudspeakers all in the park prayer. If it ain't, it does sound scary. Ni叫什么名字? What is your name? What the名是 Amy? My name is Amy. Now I don't know if this is just your phone is a bit crap, but it's really, really hot. Like on the back.
My phone's probably just crap.
I think that's probably what it is. Because it's like really hot in my hand, I'm going to stop the ghost tube session. Didn't really pick much up from that. We haven't moved around too much though, and it's so noisy here. Right in this spot, the back of the cemetery was probably the quietest spot, I think. But yeah. Sounds like someone like me.
Yeah. It does
like
sound like
Donald
that.
Duck or something.
I think it's a bird, but it does sound like it's saying me.
Oh my god. Alright, so just behind me is the entrance to the actual park. But before we leave, I just wanted to illustrate how large the cemetery is. It's sprawled even outside of the park. So there are more graves in this area here. They're completely run down, not maintained, overgrown, and you'll see it probably a bit better in my part 1 video because it's daytime. I'm not going to venture in right now because when we were here earlier during the day, there was a massive black snake scooching, I don't know if that's the right word, slithering through all the leaves and debris in there. And of course, we don't have appropriate footwear on for that. I ain't tempting fate here, getting bitten by a snake. But you can see a couple of the graves in there.
Yeah, there's one here.
Yeah. Let's walk around the side because we can, this way. There's another one right here. You can see a little one in there and a bigger one. They're on the other side of the street along here as well. Yeah, some good ones in there. They all seem to have numbers at the top as well. This one's 49. I wish I could actually read the Chinese characters though. There's so many just in here. We'll zoom into the number at the top. Now flip it upside down. How's that? And I think that's our last grave for the night.
So what are we doing here?
Well, I guess we went all the way to Bangkok, Thailand to hang out in a cemetery.
What do people normally do when they come here?
I don't know, actually. Drink cocktails and... Someone's coming to get us. I mean, this place is super, super local. Tourists don't come here, so it's interesting to see this place. And I've never seen anything like this. This cemetery is super unique.
It's the busiest cemetery I've ever seen.
There's so many people here,
People
and
bring
they're
their
all having a
kids.
good time.
People bring their kids to play in the playground.
It's odd. It's
And
odd
go
for us.
jogging,
I mean, it's normal
jogging
here.
through the cemetery and play chess.
Or karaoke. The karaoke was the weirdest one.
Karaoke bar in the middle of the cemetery.
Karaoke was the weirdest one, but it's been fun. Cemetery is pretty nice as well, I think.
It's alright.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at AmysCrypt. If you want to read any more information about this place or other haunted locations I have visited, head to amyscrypt.com. And remember guys, until next time,